Hey, Jackie, Alcorn, thanks so
Hey,
much for joining us. How are you today?
good. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me to join you again.
Yeah. Just so we can start with some context, can you explain what your website does, what you sell, what you've been working on?
Sure. We are a primitive country home decor website. So we have all kinds of different products for our customers to use to decorate their home. A lot of textiles, quilts, curtains, rugs, bedding, and a lot of different home decor things, candles, wreaths, garlands, that kind of stuff. And so we've had our online store for about 12 years, 10, 12 years now. And we've always wanted SEO to be the big thing. And back in the day, it was much easier to rank with SEO. Didn't, just learned a few things, implemented them on our site, and it seemed to make a difference. But of course, the landscape has changed. And so SEO has kind of been my goal for 23 to see what I can do to update that content.
All right, awesome. So are you still currently running paid ads, or are you relying strictly on organic traffic?
So we started running paid ads a couple of years ago, just social, just Facebook and Instagram is what we're doing right now. I've not done anything with any kind of Google paid ads. And that has made a difference for us, but I'd love to be able to shift that a little bit and have the SEO, the organic results be even more than the paid.
Yeah. So I'd love to hear your journey in 2023. You are currently using content at scale, an AI tool to help you with your content generation. But can you explain before you started, what were some of the challenges and experiences you had of generating content?
Sure. I'm not a writer. I just started the business because I loved started out with crafting, and then I found these awesome quilts and started selling them. So it just kind of evolved into what it is, and it's grown a lot. And so to write in the past, I would just take some things that were on my heart, or something that mattered, or a product that we sold, or even just a story of ours, and write about it. Um, and then I did do some hiring actually back in the day, some express writers with Julia. Had some articles, back in like 2015 or 2016, did some of that. I've probably done, a half a dozen or so more, in 17 or 18 or 19, but then it's kind of just sat there. Things got really busy. Everything else was screaming for attention. And so adding new blog articles was not, just couldn't be my priority. We were constantly updating the product pages of our site and our collection pages and adding new products. So we're adding content for our customer in our product so they can know what they're getting and describing that and everything. Um, but to have more long form content is something that I had a desire to do, um, and wanted 23 to kind of be my year to make that happen and update our blog. There's still a lot that needs to be sifted through, redone, and updated. But then I also wanted to add a lot of fresh new content. And so it just ended up being a perfect fit for us, with content at scale becoming, part of our world at the time that this was something we really wanted to focus on.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, certainly a big time commitment, human resource commitment, and then therefore financial commitment. So
Yeah.
you've been scaling your content program up with content at scale for the past few months. Can you explain where you're at in terms of publishing content and what you're seeing in terms of results from organic traffic?
Yeah, so we've probably had, I think, three or four that we've been able to publish so far. And we've definitely seen those ranking. We've had one of our blogs that we did that, so I wanted to do a ways to display quilts in your home. And so I did some research to find that, I wanted about 22 was the number I wanted to go for, 22 ways to display quilts based on what else I was seeing out there. Wanted to be a little bit better than that. So at the time when I first started using content at scale, I don't actually know what it does now, but I wasn't able to put 22 prompts in for different ways to display. So I ended up doing two different articles and then combining the two so I could get 10 and 10, and then added a couple. And we're able to get those all put together and even just use it to get my table of contents and everything. And of course it did the links for that. And And so that one is actually doing the best. It's been on the first page of Google. It was even #1 for a while with our content showing, table of contents, showing it as the snippet. And then some of our others have been on the first page, or maybe like ranking 10, 11, or 12 or something, as we've, I haven't checked recently because I know it changes all the time, but we've been very pleased with the way the content we've added has jumped up in rankings quickly.
That's amazing. So are you still taking on all of this in terms of the research, the editing, then the distribution, or do you have some kind of team as well helping you with this?
Yeah, so actually my daughter works for me very part-time. She really wanted to get involved. And so she's just, she does like 4 or 5 hours a week as she can. And I kind of take one day. I run a lot of different aspects of the business. Of course, I own it. And so I take one day as kind of my writing, my focus for our blog articles. And so between the two of us, we're trying to get like 1 or 2 articles out a week is our goal right now. And with Content at Scale, that has been something that we can see it's going to maybe happen. So to do that just from scratch would have just not been an option. You asked about challenges and asked me about challenges. I don't know if I really answered that, but yeah, just finding the time and committing the time to do that research and to do everything on my own, and then to try to edit it and make it something that would really be SEO friendly too. It wasn't within my skill set. So,
Of course.
So Content at Scale has really made that very attainable.
That's so cool to hear. Now, what are some of the key features or functionalities of Content at Scale that you find most valuable?
Yeah, I really like over on the side where you can, excuse me, where you can see like the checklist of what you need to do, and as soon as you make that edit in there, the little check mark comes in, as far as making sure you've got the right spacing with your sentences and not too many in a paragraph and all the different things there. The checklist is great. I like the little score, the SEO score. That's real helpful too, to kind of watch your progress as it's going in. We had a lot of links to our blog articles because we're, of course, a product heavy site. We have an e-commerce store, and so adding those pictures or our products and the links into there. I like the way when I go to click on the link or to add a link, it automatically inputs the text I've highlighted as the anchor text. And so that's just a fun little feature. I don't have to type it in again. I mean, it's a small thing, but we had sometimes a couple dozen or more links to products in our articles, and so that's just a fun little feature. It's great to be able to do the rewrite. We've done that a couple of times. But so that's like a really nice option. If there's something about the way they kind of drafted the first one that maybe isn't quite what I had in mind, then to give it a little bit more, brief a little more is really been nice. I like it that I can work with the tone, and make it sound a little bit more like us. I'm just starting. I haven't really experimented a whole lot with all the new features, the doc and the the videos and the different things. So I'm looking forward to be able to play with that a little bit too.
Yeah, for sure. I actually didn't check your tech stack, but is it a Shopify site?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So have you leveraged a Shopify integration to just publish directly to your Shopify store?
Yeah, so we did that no, actually, I think that came about right as we were working on it. So there's actually a few bugs right now that they're working out for us with that. But yeah, it's going to be great. And even just, there have been one that worked well, and just to be able to have all that go in there and have the jump links, still function. Again, there were a few tweaks to get it. And I know there's still a few things that they're working out for us right now.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
yeah.
Now, I'm curious as well in terms of your AI tech stack. You've done a great job with Content at Scale, extending what you can do with just one person by leveraging AI. Are there other tools that you use on your day-to-day in terms of marketing that help you?
Yeah.
Other AI tools?
But yeah, well, not necessarily. I've just a little bit into ChatGPT, and I think what I'd mostly do with that is maybe product descriptions or something is how I would probably use that, potentially some of our emails. But I would say that, I do use SEMrush too, kind of as for some of my research before we get started. Before I enter something into Content at Scale, that's one thing that I use to kind of help us find what keyword or how to phrase that keyword the most effectively.
Yeah, that's great. And then take that and then kind of you can add that to ChatGPT and say, what are other semantically related keywords or
Yes.
like expand on this cluster of keywords or this topic, which is
Mm-hmm.
definitely a nice use case. What would you say to others who are thinking about using an AI writing tool in general or specifically for content at scale?
Yeah, so I would say that if you're fearful, it's going to be okay. I know that you guys did such a good job of communicating everything right from the get-go, and I was on several different lists, and so I got a lot of your emails, saw a lot of your videos, and I felt you were very, very informative. That helped me realize, okay, I can do this. This isn't scary. Um, and so I would say, I would just say to give it a try, use it and it's not, it can't replace you. And I know you guys push that, but I would 100% agree with that, I wouldn't want to just take exactly what they say, especially because I'm an e-commerce site with products that I sell. And so adding in that, the personal pictures about our products and the way they're displayed in someone's home, that makes a difference for my customers. That's what they need to see. But just to take that bulk of the content and have it be written for us with just some tweaks needed is just wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. For somebody like you are attracting more of your ideal customer. You're establishing the thought leadership and establishing expertise by creating these, like say, 22 ways to use a quilt or something specific to what they're looking for. And then ideally, you are seeing the upside in terms of financial growth by converting more sales or capturing more leads at least. So that's really cool to hear. Jacki, thank you so much for sharing your insights and expertise. Now, where can we learn more about Primitive Quilt Shop?
Yeah,
Primitive.
so yeah, we are on the web at primitivestarquiltshop.com. That's our website, and we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, Jacki Alcorn, thank you so much.
You're welcome.